God kept dealing with me with the same word, and the word is platform. I want to give you the definition of the word platform. Platform is a set of principles, a plan, a public statement of principles on which a person or a group takes a stand. A platform, the noun says that a platform means a policy, a program, a principle, or objective. So then when we look at the word platform, you often think of political. When a politician stands on this platform, he tells you what he plans to do if you will elect him. As a Christian, we have platforms. We have those things that we are to stand on when it comes to combating or fighting with the enemy. Because you best believe the enemy has his platform. He has the same platform since the beginning, since he became the enemy of God. He's been working with the same platform. Going to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. Going to and fro, destroying. Jesus even told Peter, the enemy, Satan, wishes to devour you, to sift you like wheat. But I prayed for you. The enemy's platform has not changed. So let's look at the difference in platforms. We're going to go old school and look at what some of the people of God stood on in the Word of God. So let's first go to 1 Samuel chapter 17, verses 8 through 10. Now, you can go there, you can read the story of Goliath, but I'm going to summarize what Goliath's platform was. His platform was, I intend to beat your champion and enslave your people. His intent is for us to be afraid of me, for I am a great champion. If you want to translate that into today's time, or maybe make it applicable to your life, let's put it this way. I'm here to test your platform. The enemy does this every time he comes against us. He is only there to test what you're standing on, what principles, what concepts, what precepts. You walk around all day long, you have the opportunity to be on a platform every time you see somebody. Every time we come against anybody in the world or even in the church, they are listening to everything that comes out of your mouth because they want to see what you stand for. What do you protest or what do you speak of to the world that says, hey, this is what I believe, this is what I am taking to heart, this is what I'm standing on. So that's your platform. You're presented with this opportunity daily. The enemy, Goliath, in this instance, 1 Samuel 17, 8 through 10, his platform is to take you off of yours. His platform is to conquer you, to devour you, to cause you not to be prosperous, to give you a different idea of what life should be. Your life to Goliath is to be his slave. Your life to Goliath, and any time you want to take Goliath and apply him to the things that you're going through in life, go right ahead. That's what I'm intending for you to do. Goliath's intent is to take whatever you know to be calm, cool, collected, whatever you know to be successful, whatever you know to be of the will of God. He wants to take that and throw that down. His platform is to simply scare you. Cause you to believe that God can't. Cause you to believe that, hey, I have a successful background behind me. I am a champion. I am a very tall man. My sword, most of your men can't carry. Most of your men can't carry my shield. They can't carry the sword and the shield together and my helmet. They fall under the weight. But I am a great champion. Send me yours. Let us fight. And if he be the victor, we will be your slaves. But if I am the victor, you will be my slave. If that don't sound familiar to me, how the enemy comes in our lives, trying to destroy everything that God has intended for us to have. God said, I'll be your God. I need a lot of folk to accept the fact that God said, I am going to be your God. What does that mean? Well, You'll be presented by the world many opportunities to have a secondary God, an inferior God. What do you mean, brother preacher? Well, some folk will come and tell you that a hookup, you go somewhere to eat, restaurant, your friend worked there, I'll give you a hookup. That's a secondary God. That's inferior. You're trying to tell me that my God cannot supply my needs in order for me to pay for this? Is that what you're telling me? What you're telling me? My God is not able to make me well enough to be able to pay for it, not only afford, but pay for it, as well as sustain me through? What are you trying to tell me? You're trying to sell me an inferior God. Somebody said, well, how do you come up with that? Okay, I'll give it to you another one. We are accustomed to doing things in our lives a certain way. All of these years in the world, before we got saved, we would take and look at different situations and figure out with our own wisdom how we were going to do it. Sometimes it would be honest, sometimes it wouldn't be. In those situations, the platform you stood on wasn't one that was founded and rooted in the gospel. It was what you had learned from your mama, your daddy, and everybody before you. Anything that you had learned from your friends in school. This was the platform you were using before you got saved. You were on Goliath's platform. You were enslaved to whatever the outcome of what you used gave you. I'll say it again. You're enslaved to whatever the platform you're using outcome gave you. You're enslaved to that. So if it failed, not only did you spiral into depression, you took upon you the spirit of failure. You took upon you the spirit of disappointment. You took upon you all these different, because you used a platform that wasn't meant for you to use. That's the enemy's platform, to destroy, to take over, to cause not to prosper. He's trying to take away God's authority from God's people. The enemy didn't create us, God did. God created the enemy. He was an angel. He was doing wonderful, but he decided he was going to be bigger than God, and so he had to be done away with. The enemy, Goliath, in this story comes in the same fashion. He comes with a background of victories, stating that I am able to take you off of whatever platform you're on and cause you to be subservient to mine. That's Goliath's mission. Listen, we're going to go to contrast. We're going to compare different platforms. Now, Goliath's to enslave you. Let's look at David's. David's platform was verse 26. I want to read that because I like it. I like the way David said. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? Your enemy should be seen as a reproach to you. For who is, I like these choice of words, God help me with this. For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? First thing I want to bring your attention to is uncircumcised. You got to backtrack now. Where you have to go is to the Abraham covenant with God. David, bless his heart. David took you all the way back to the beginning. David said, uncircumcised Philistine. Let me give you different words for uncircumcised. Non-union. I'm going to make it all make sense in just a minute. Unprotected. Unpromised. How did I come with those three words? If you will go back and research and find where circumcision came in. Circumcision came in as an act of promise between God and Abraham. I will identify you by your promise. Every male child you circumcise. And the Bible says that God told Abraham, I will be your God. I will prosper you. You will be the father of many nations. Circumcision. So in other words, God allowed Abraham to become a union man. Everybody understand the word union? When we go to a union, you get into a union at your job. Your union protects you. Your union says that you don't get paid $12 an hour. As a union person, You deserve 15. So that's what our union people get paid. Now, if you ain't part of our union, you don't get this protection. You don't get to abide under the umbrella of everything that a union person does. He's non-union. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine? David took the attitude of a man that said, when God came later on in scripture and said, circumcise your heart, the circumcision was a symbolization of cutting away that which is not needed, that gets in the way, that causes disruption. If you're not careful, you go ahead and do the research on uncircumcised folk. They have to take very careful attention to cleaning. Pull back and clean. That's all involved in circumcision. When God told Abraham, he actually gave Abraham something good. Circumcised. Dust, get in there, because back then they didn't have what we have. We have a lot of closed clothes. Everything they wore was open. Dust, all on your feet. So the circumcision actually helped keep stuff cleaner. Actually helped things to come about quicker. This was a sign from God that says, you are my people and I am your God. So when David reached back and grabbed that platform, he didn't grab today's, he grabbed that platform. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine? David ain't but this big, Goliath this big. Who is this? What? He's walking up on every man that is sitting in the field ready to fight. And he's looking at them. Why y'all cowering down to this unclean, unprotected, non-union person? Why are y'all afraid of him? David's platform was, we serve the one and true living God. Our God is responsive. He's not an idol. Some man or men didn't make him. He made man. Our God hears, sees, and responds to his people. Once we truly understand who we are and whose we are, we won't put up and tolerate with the mess we go through in this life. Yes, we have things we have to go through. But when you take a stand and your platform says that I know whose I am, I know what I am, I know what God can do for me, I'm going to take you somewhere else where the three Hebrew boys say, and if God don't do it, he's still able to do it. You lose either way. You're not going to shake me. Is there anyone else? In other words, I'll give you another shot. Because this one you said to me ain't nothing. This is Goliath's attitude. His attitude was, what y'all got? The word. If you don't think the enemy do you like that today, I need you to rethink about that. The enemy will come to you and you say, you proclaim, you stand on your platform, I am delivered. I am set free. I no longer am in bondage to drinking. I am no longer in bondage to pornography. I am no longer in bondage to smoking. And I am no longer, I'm going to touch everybody today. I am no longer in bondage to gossip. I am no longer in bondage to Facebook. I am no longer in bondage. Brother preacher, what? Yeah. You get in bondage when you get soaked up in these things and you can't pay attention. You see people driving, although they put all kind of commercials on the TV. This is bondage, people of God. If you test the theory, just test the theory, you'll see. You see people driving down the highway like this. You can't do that. A girl, thank you. A girl got off the school bus, got on her skateboard. I'm not playing with you. Got on her skateboard like this, on the phone, and then just riding on the phone. On the skateboard. Not looking where she going. Concentrating on the phone. That's bondage. The enemy has you wrapped up so tight that you are either, bless God, he gave me this earth. You are either socially accepted or socially rejected, whereby you check your social status all the time. You're in bondage. You're in bondage to that. That's the enemy's platform. Keep you enslaved and imprisoned to the things that would cause you not to prosper in God. So the whole time you paying attention to the phone, Facebook, whatever it is, you're not paying attention to your God, who is able to deliver you and keep you in social standing. What? Yeah, I dare you try Jesus.